Hey, it's your girl Kay from Cute, and I want to welcome you to my channel. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe below. I want to welcome you back to my channel if you're a returning subscriber. Don't forget to like below. So I received an order for my very first baby onesie, so I'm super excited, and I felt confident and comfortable enough to tell the customer, yes, I can do this, because I've created plenty of t-shirts in the past, but this project is just a little smaller than a normal project I did, so I just have to change the dimensions of my design. So of course, the first thing we need is a baby onesie, which I purchased off Amazon. I got 5 of them for $10, and they were on Prime, so they came in 2 days. You would need 2 cookie sheets. You're gonna put 1 cookie sheet. I got those from Dollar Tree. You're going to put 1 cookie sheet on whatever you are working on so that you are putting your onesie on a clean surface. And then the other cookie sheet will be used to apply the heat to the onesie. We're going to, of course, need vinyl. And I purchased my vinyl off of heatpriceheatpressnation.com. And what I love about this particular website is they always run deals on holidays. So Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, okay, a little light action, it's raining outside, Thanksgiving, Labor Day, Memorial Day, all of the holidays, they run promotions for that entire weekend. And the promotion is minimum of 10% off of your purchase plus free shipping. You cannot beat that. So every holiday I re-up on my vinyl. You will also need a ruler to measure the width of your item. You would also need an iron, and I'm sure you know where to purchase a ruler from. You can get that from Dollar Tree. It's no special type of ruler. It just needs to have inches on it because your designs are measured in inches when you use Design Space. An iron, which I've had since I was in college. I think I purchased that for like $10 from Walmart. And you're going to need a computer and your Cricut machine. Now, let's get to it. Alright, after you open Design Space, you want to upload your image or write your text. I am completing this image on a baby onesie. You must measure your article of clothing. I'm doing a onesie, and the width of my onesie, I'll show you. I use a regular ruler, and I want the image to be directly in the middle, so I'm going to make it 5 inches. You can't see that. Woohoo! And so up here, this W means width. Since the width is 5 inches, I want to go ahead and put in 5 and enter, and it automatically changes the image to the size that I need it to be. The customer also wanted the words Princess Hunter on the onesie, so I gotta spell princess right. The image I purchased off Etsy, and you can purchase the letters off Etsy, or you can get them for free on a website that I use called dafont.com, which is a really good website to find multiple fonts for free. She wanted it under. Looks about right. Cool. So if you go to make it, if we hit make it up here in the top, the image isn't going to be together, and we don't want to print the image like that. So I want to go to cancel, and I want to weld my image, which means I want to make this one image to print together, and weld is here in the corner. So now when you go to make it, it's one image, and that's what we want. So when you are using HTV, which means heat transfer vinyl, it's the vinyl you would use to iron on any product that you are making that requires ironing the vinyl on. So we want to always mirror HTV. And the reason we want to mirror HTV is because HTV has 2 sides. It has a shiny side and a dull side. This shiny side is a layer of plastic that we must put the iron onto so that we don't burn the vinyl. So because we are mirroring it, which means we are cutting the design backwards, so that when it cuts onto the doll side and you turn this over to iron it onto your article of clothing or whatever you're choosing to iron onto, the image would then be in the correct direction. So like I said, we want to put our HTV on shiny side down. Yep, shiny side down. And we want to just make sure it is smooth all the way across. And then the next thing we're going to do is feed this through our machine. So you want to make sure that your mat is secure within the brackets. And the first thing you want to do to start the feeding is to press this arrow. And when you are about to use your Cricut, you want to always make sure that you have the correct settings on. So because we're using HTV, it's an iron-on material. My dial is at iron-on, so I'm good to go. The next thing I need to do is, we made sure mirror was on. The next thing I need to do is press continue. And you're going to get this screen. It's going to make sure everything is connected. So now it's going to tell you to press go. This is go. So once this blinks, that means you are ready to start your project. And it's just going to do all the amazing work for you. And I'll come back once this is complete. So after your image is done cutting, you then want to hit the blinking arrow, which will release your mat. And you want to go to finish, because you are now done with that part of the process. And now we have to do the welding. So you take your piece of vinyl off. You have to be very careful looking at the image, because you want to cut the excess vinyl off at this point. And you'll be able to see the image. And you must use the Cricut scissors because they're about the sharpest option you have. Okay. So now I want to take the excess vinyl off, and you got to start in a corner. You peel it back, and it should release. It's a little harder with my nails, but it should release the vinyl for you to start peeling. So welding is not my favorite part, but it's a part you cannot skip. You just want to keep going slowly so that you don't rip any part of the design. And if my mat was stickier, I could actually put this on the mat and it'll come up much easier. But my mat has lost a lot of the stickiness, so it doesn't come up as easy. And then you want to use your weeding tool, which is this little guy right here, to go in and take out all of the little pieces in between to make sure that the letters read as the letters, or the design reads as the design. And I'm going to go ahead and do this and put you back on in a few. So you want to always make sure you're working on a clean surface. Now I ended up having to cut this to weld it a certain way. So once you put your image down. I put the wax paper on top to add another layer in between the heat, because you don't want to put too much heat on the vinyl. It'll start to buckle. And it's good to iron in circular motions or back and forth. Don't just keep the iron moving. Don't just hold it on, because too much heat may be in one spot. You want to make sure your heat is evenly distributed throughout the design. Take off the wax paper and start lifting up your barrier very, very slowly. Ooh. Okay, and then I want to take my wax paper and iron over one last time to make sure that it is securely on our onesie. Simple enough, right? And voila! I want to get this line out up here. Do not ever directly apply heat to the vinyl. It will melt onto your iron, and that's just not a good thing, okay? Okay, so I would definitely encourage you to include a care card to tell your customer that very, very vital piece of information. And it's best to wash your garments inside out and iron them on the back. So if a customer needed to iron this, they would iron on this side, okay? All right. Uh-oh, piece of hair. And this here is our onesie. Beautiful. I hope you all have enjoyed this tutorial. If anybody has any tips for beginners using HTV, please drop them below in the comments, so they're not just hearing feedback from me, but you too. And once you create your first onesie, come on back and tell me how it went. I'm wishing everybody a successful experience in creating their first onesie or HTV project, period. Thank you. Come again.